And welcome back to my channel. Today is a Monday and I'm really excited in a weird way to get back to like routine and work. If you saw my last vlog, it was a pointless, I called it a pointless vlog. It was my week off and I did nothing, which I'm not mad about. I needed to sleep. Like, my training wasn't good because I hurt my hand, and my eating wasn't good because I don't know why, but it wasn't. So, back on it. Today seems to be a full day of eating and a workout. Apologies for that noisy intro. I was basically saying that, yay, this is my first day back at work after a week off, and I feel like pretty motivated to get back into a good routine and a good training routine. I've had a injured hand due to stabbing myself with an avocado, so my training hasn't been great, and in today I used reps when I did my deadlifts, which actually didn't help. I just switched back to using chalk. But anyway, this is a glute workout, and my activation slash sort of warm up is 20, 15, 12, 10, which you might have seen before on my channel. So 20 reps and 15 reps. They are for activation and mind muscle connection, and then your 12 and 10 are heavy and they are about hypertrophy. Every single set has to get heavier. Even if your 12 is horrible, you still have to put the weight up and you do 10 reps with that weight. This is from Kai Green and it is absolutely brilliant. In between these sets, you have 15 frog pumps and 15 regular glute bridges. I was sliding away from the wall, so I kept having to push myself back with my hands. For both of these exercises, you want to go really slow, and this actually took me like 20 minutes, which is kind of annoying, but also kind of good. From there, I got myself set up on the Smith machine to do my glute bridges. I did it on the Smith machine today because in my last glute workout, I did it just with a free standing, like set it up yourself barbell kind of situation, and I just wanted to mix it up a little bit. I did 20 reps super duper slow with 10 kilos either side. I then did 15 reps super slow with 20 kilos either side, and then I did my 12 reps with both a 20 and a 10, so 30 kilos either side. And then for my set of 10 reps, I just added 2.5 on either side because it was heavy and I wanted it to still feel very, very controlled. The only reason I don't like interchanging between the Smith machine and a free barbell is because I feel like the weights, even though they should be, I feel like they are not completely transferable. So having two 20s on either side, for instance, is only 40 kilos, but it felt so much heavier. Could have just been on this day, but I tend to find whenever I work in the Smith machine, everything feels really, really heavy. Instead of feeling easier, it just feels heavier to me. So this is preference. If you always use a Smith machine, try not, and if you always use a barbell, try not. But if you are looking for progressive overload week upon week upon week, it is actually better to just use the same equipment. Just make sure you're pushing your weights up all the time, and you're hitting the end of your rep range feeling like you've worked really, really hard. From there, I moved on to sumo deadlifts. I did one set with 60 kilos where I did 12 reps. I could have done more, but I just wanted to go heavier, so I was trying to conserve a little bit of energy on that set. That was more to remind my body of the positioning, get my shoulders in the right place, get my weight into my heels, and get my glutes to do the lifting. I put the weight up to 80 kilos and used my straps. I only managed 3 or 4 reps. It felt really heavy and it was pulling on my wrist, and I don't know, it didn't feel comfortable, so I just decided to use chalk and do my 80 kilo lift with no straps, and I did another 2 sets of 8 reps. For your sumo deadlifts, you want your back as straight as possible, so you want to have your core really tight and your upper back and your lats really tight to keep your shoulders in place. So your arms and your back are just levers. Well, your back is a lever, your arms are just like the string holding the bar, and they are held in place on your back. Your back does not move, it stays a completely straight line, and you pivot and you lift from your hips by pushing into your heels. If you've never done sumo deadlifts, make sure you get someone to coach and help you out. So find a PT or a fitness coach or someone to give you an induction to help you with deadlifts first of all. I then moved on to a superset of some lighter movements and did 15 reps of each. I did a very slow, very low barbell sumo squat. Like I said, it's not particularly heavy, but I went low enough that at the bottom I could feel a stretch sort of in the top of my hamstrings, my glutes. It felt horrible. I was pushing my knees as wide as possible, and then I made sure to really push into my heels and took my hips under so that my glutes again were doing the lifting. I supersetted that with a cable pull through. It was my first set using the rope attachment, but it was really not very comfortable for some reason. So I decided to loop my towel through the carabiner instead and hold onto my towel, and that was so much more comfortable. For some reason, I'm not enjoying cable pull throughs. I went through a stage of really loving them, but at the moment I can't get comfortable, and I feel like I'm leaning into it sort of and using my body weight rather than lifting with my legs or with my glutes. So if you have any cable pull through tips for me, please let me know. I'm pushing into my heels and making sure I'm actively squeezing my glutes at the back to initiate the movement, but for some reason I'm not enjoying them, so any help would be much appreciated. That one is 3 sets of 15 of both exercises. I then finished my workout with some bridges and single leg bridges. I find it really hard to do single leg bridges using my glutes rather than my hamstrings and lower back. So I start in just a bridge, making sure I'm really tilting my hips towards me and that my glutes are on, and then I lift one foot at the top rather than from the bottom. So doing my single leg bridge change at the top. I did about 3 minutes in total. I didn't count, but this was my glute burnout for the day. I then went into just some glute stretches, so just the twisted stretch and then pulling my knee across my body the other way instead to open the hip a little bit more. I hope you enjoyed this workout, and if you give it a try, please leave me a comment down below to let me know what you think, and if you have any tips for cable pull throughs, please let me know. It's 7:15 and I'm going home. My workout felt really short. I didn't feel like I got loads done, but I used my Apple Watch to track it, and it was 79 minutes or something, so it was actually a good long session. Before my final PT session of the day, I didn't have time to eat, so I've really not eaten very many calories today, but that's good because then that means I have more calories tonight to eat. So I've got my meal, and I'm gonna have probably some eggs, some bagels and a protein shake as well, so that's good. More food in the evening is always good, and I'm gonna edit my Gymshark car key video, so if you haven't watched that, check that out because that will be up before this video. See you in my next one, and until then, stay happy and healthy. Bye!